Okay, so we are now live and perfect. So thanks for joining today, everybody. What we're going to talk about today is it better to work for a big company or a small company? And we're going to talk about the benefits of both and the disadvantages of both as well. We can also talk about, if you own your own business and things like that too. So um, I suppose my first question is which would you prefer? Would you prefer to work for a big company where you basically don't know maybe the head boss or the president of the company, or would you prefer to work for a smaller company, a little bit more intimate? Okay, so that's my first question. Have any volunteers to start out the conversation today? No? All right. So, well, from experience, for example, nowadays I work at a company and it's family owned, which, family owned businesses are great. However, family problems don't always stay at the home. So that's probably the only comment I'm going to make because no one really knows me here where I work. So in case somebody does out there, um, that's the only thing I think is negative is that they kind of bring their problems to work, or maybe they're children and the children really should be at a sitter or something like that, but they're, at a school where I'm trying to teach and it doesn't work out very well. I've never really worked for a big company. I'm trying to think about the biggest, and they've all been really small. And so I don't really have that experience of working at a big company, and you kind of get lost, or maybe you're just a name to the president, or maybe you're just a number, or just money that the president has to give to you because you've worked. And so I don't really understand that relationship. So would anyone like to talk about that? Have you ever worked for a big company? And how do you feel? What are the benefits? Things like that.
I agree with you. I didn't work for any uh, big company. Fortunately, I had because, in my opinion, working in a small company, it's easier. I mean, human relationship. It's simple. For example, my son works for a big company, and it's very hard because you are actually a number. You are a little piece in a great picture, and you have to give for example, you have a budget to respect. So great company, you are only a number. It's difficult to find a big company that consider you as humans, being humans, and they want the results in any way. So uh, bigger is worse than smaller, I think.
Okay, you know what? I would agree with you in that case as well. I mean, you lose that personal contact, and for example, they have to maybe fire someone because they can't afford them or they don't need them working at the company, that they have enough employees,
Yeah,
and
I
they say,
heard
"Oh,
big company that fired people through email, and this is really, really rude, really upsetting. I can't stand this behavior, and I don't know. It's really a bad things to do.
That's terrible. What if you
Yes,
don't look at
really.
your email for a couple days? What happens? Like, what are you doing at work? Not normal.
Mm,
You
yeah,
know.
it's incredible. Or maybe you called in the evening after your shift, your work, and someone tell you that it's better if you don't uh, came to work the day after. So that's all. You are only a little piece of a great picture. Mm,
Exactly.
mm, yeah.
Like again, like I was saying, I totally agree with you. And there's also the saying that the last one hired is the first one fired. So actually, I might write that.
Yeah.
The I just muted myself typing, so that was interesting. The first one, no, the last one hired is the first one fired. Make sure that's all spelled correctly here. The last one hired is the first one fired. Something like that. And so, and that's what they say is whoever the last one that we hired was is the first one to go. But you don't think about their problems. Maybe they have, a lot of kids and they can't support their kids. Oh, it doesn't matter. You were the lowest on the totem pole, we say, at the bottom. And so it's unfortunate too. Makes sense. There's less seniority, less um, experience and everything. But is it fair? I mean, maybe there's someone else who doesn't really do their work very much, but they've been there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Um, and so who really deserves to go is basically it if they need to fire someone. So that's unfortunate. Ken or Al, any experience here? Any opinions? I do have some pictures, but I might get your opinions first, then we can take a look at the pictures there. So,
Yes.
Ken, L.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. For me, I prefer to work with a big companies because there are so many advantages working a big company. Like you got a full benefits such as medical expenses and dental expenses, and maybe some big company pay for cover for a vision expenses as well. So, and the another thing is it will be a good for your resume if you want to switch off in the future, because it when you working for the big company for a long time, if you want to switch to another job, you might it may be a good your resume, because you can asking for better salary, and yeah, you can negotiate with them because you have a good resume. Yeah, I think for me, I prefer to work a big company.
Okay, well, that's an interesting take, I suppose. Um, I'm thinking about personal level. I like to interact with people. I like to get to know them. But yeah, you are right. There's a lot more benefits. Insurance, dental insurance, health insurance. That's something here in Spain I don't really have to worry about because where I work, they pay for that kind of stuff. And so, as long as I have a job, then
Okay, that's cool.
it is. Well, that's the whole free healthcare system. It's
Oh,
there's public and private insurance, and so I've had both. I've had private, and I now have public, and it's not fantastic, but it's free, and so it's kind of what you get. I might. want private one day. But the healthcare is relatively good here too, and so if you go to private or public, it doesn't really matter. Um, but so that's it depends on what country you're in also. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, I agree because the over here, like in US, like you you from here, right? It's not every employers pay for that because it's quite expensive over here.
Yep, and I had private insurance as well, and every month out of my own pocket I had to pay, I think it was 120 some dollars every month just to be covered.
Mhm.
Just in case I got into a car accident or
Yeah,
just in case something happened to me. And that's a lot of money when you think about it. And here I don't pay anything. And if I get hurt, I can go to the doctor and I don't have to worry about co-pays. Co-pays are something when
yeah,
you go to the doctor, you have to pay 10, 5, 10,
yeah,
15, 20, $25 just to see the doctor,
yeah, yeah. It's
for 10 minutes. And they show up late, they're in a hurry, and it's like, well, I just paid you.
yeah,
So it definitely depends on the country that you live
country.
in.
Yeah.
hmm So interesting. Good. Yeah, but there are benefits. For example, I know people who get massages at work that work in a big company. There's these ergonomics. For example, the chair that you sit in is designed for your body. If you want the special mouse pad or if you want something for your feet. And so they design, your desk and your chair around your body, what makes you comfortable, and generally what makes you comfortable is going to make you happier, so you're going to work harder. And so it kind of, they give you stuff that eventually they would like back through your work. hmm So there are other benefits like that. Okay, any comments about that? Or Ken, would you like to give us your opinion? What do you think is better, a small or big company?
For the small company, it's up to the owner. If the owner is good, we can work there very comfortably because organization and decision making is not so much so complicated. And but and as talking about healthcare, uh, we have a national healthcare kind of universal healthcare service here. So there's no difference if I work in a big company or a small company. But the problem here maybe uh, sometimes small company skip the pension kind of thing. It's illegal, but they didn't pay the pension system. Pension for the workers. That's a problem. If that happens, problem. And disadvantage of big company, maybe yeah, big companies sometimes they treat us the workers as like staff. I mean, a kind of goods or something, not human-like. Also, decision making is much complicated. We have to get a permission to a lot of different departments, kind of thing. So yeah, maybe it's up to the working condition and who is the owner. Uh, yeah, of that company. Yeah, that's my idea for that.
Okay, and I think you're right too. It depends because I've worked in two different small businesses here for teaching, and they both worked a little differently. One, well, there are different benefits at both, and so I think you're right about that. We can't just stereotype small businesses are better than big businesses when big businesses, because they make a lot more money, they can offer you other services like that massage I was talking about, or that special chair that makes you comfortable. You don't just have to sit in a normal chair. So there are benefits to both. Again, it's going to depend on your person, who you are, your personality, and things like that. So
Mm.
good. Ken, do you work for a big or small company? Can I ask?
And now I used to work in a small company, very family-like company. So
Family based.
yeah, they treat me good. So I thought, or maybe this type of it's up to the owner. So I was thinking about that at that time. And then
Hmm.
I started, kind of university life or graduate school life, and I'm not a regular worker there, but I realize in such a big organization, the kind of decision making or getting permission is much complicated. Sometimes I have to go to the three professor's office to get a permission or something like that. And I have to book beforehand or something like that. It's very complicated.
Hmm. Yes, there's, a lots of different things between working for a small or big company. All right,
Mm.
good. So, what I think I'm going to share my screen with you, in just a second here. And I have some pictures, and I'd just like us to talk about the pictures, okay? So we have a small business picture here. Um, and so what do you think of this? There's five people here. What do you think? What's your opinion? When you see this picture, small business, what comes to mind? Anyone can comment as well. For example, I see. Actually, these people to me should have faces, but you should be able to see their faces and details, their hair, color, length, etc. Because in small businesses, you really get to know other people, I think. You get to know their not just how they work and things like that, but you get to know their family. Okay? So maybe this is a misrepresentation of maybe what a small business is, in my mind anyway. Um, Lucia, did you want to say something
No,
about this?
the things that I noticed it's there is uh, one person who are in charge, and she is the one. The others are quite smaller and insignificant in some ways because they are no face,
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
That's true. I thought this was a really good kind of representation of a small business. There's five people, maybe they're all working together. But now that I actually take a closer look, it's a little bit kind of like one person is in charge, and that's not really exactly what a small business is. Everyone has to work together.
Mm.
Um, in any work situation, but at the same time, especially in this kind of situation, if someone doesn't have time, someone else has to do the work. Hopefully, that person is willing to help out because if it's a stranger or someone you don't really know very well, would you be as willing or would you want to help out? Maybe if you didn't get paid more, okay? So actually, I think maybe in small businesses, people are less selfish. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Any comments about that? Lucia, you're unmuted. So did you want to comment about that? Or what's your opinion? Do you agree with me,
No,
disagree?
I think this isn't the general idea about small business. It's it isn't the general idea. I mean, I when I you are thinking about a small business, you thinking about something special, something that it's good for you and for your colleagues, for everyone. But in this picture, it is not this idea.
Okay, that's very true. That's absolutely true. Um, Yeah, I definitely agree with you with that. Anyone else? Other comments? Elle or Ken? Anything to say here?
Like your guy says before, I think it's depend on the owner of its companies. Yet some more business can be more selfish than big company. But I think it's depend on the owner. Is depend on uh, how they do their business. It depends on individual of the owner of companies. That's my opinion.
Okay, very good. And Ken, do you have any comments about this
Yeah,
picture? Maybe.
when I saw this picture, it reminds me, currently, especially in the IT field, many people start up a company, small company. Uh, Sometimes, I kind of some rich people offer the kind of budget to start a business, or more 21st century like thing, crowdfunding. Some business starter collect the budget for starting business on the internet in a cloud site or something. I know actual sites and not actual service started with such cloud style, budget collecting. This picture reminds me such kind of thing.
Okay. All right, good. Well, that's also interesting. It's nice to, it's a little bit of everything. We're talking about the actual picture and what it represents, and if it's true to what we believe small businesses represent. So, very good. I do have another picture here. Okay. Let me see if I can make it a tiny bit. That is not what I wanted. Don't look at the other pictures yet. Um, Okay, so here has small business and then what it means around. And so we have technology, which I think today, these days, it is very, very important. Then we have marketing, which is important in any business. Okay, growth, which is growth of the company. And I think all small businesses, might start out with the idea that they're willing to grow and they want to get to this huge, maybe corporate, business situation, or just, make a lot of money and still remain a small business, maybe open another, store or shop, depending on what the business is, or a couple, maybe go to different countries. And so it definitely depends, but each company should have kind of a growth method here and where they want to go and what they can see for the future of the company. Customers are absolutely important. Without the customers, your small business would not survive. Okay? Strategy. So, again, this is more information about behind the scenes and what you need to do. This strategy, marketing, customers all go together. Customer leads to growth. Um, and so all of this is kind of, working together here. And niche as well. Did you find your niche? Or did you, are you really focusing on a specific point or a specific group? And really focusing on them and what their needs are. And so all of this is related, and I think the base these days would be the technology and strategy and marketing are the three basics of starting a business or, working with a small business. And then I would kind of say maybe niche is next with customer and growth. I think growth is almost the last one here. So, any comments from anyone? Yes, Lucia, you're right, specialized. Sorry, I was looking at the other one. It's bigger for me, so it's easier to see. Any comments about this? Any
Yeah,
questions?
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking about niche market, nowadays, records revived somewhat. But I don't think, record will sell like a CD or MP3 files, because the technology completely changed. But still, some people like the sound of record. So nowadays, make a release some LP records album for the niche market. Also, they how can I say, accompany with the download ticket with LP record. If the customer want to listen to the music in digital, they can. But yeah, maybe such kind of flexible thing is one advantage of small business. But big corporations sometimes, because of it's big, it's complicated, they cannot change or focus on. They cannot find such a niche market or strategy. Not so easily. So,
Okay, good. Oh, I see where you're going with that. Big businesses want everything and all of it right away, maybe, and so maybe they're not, marketing to the right customer group or targeting the right people. I mean, they kind of go all over the place, and then maybe it doesn't work out. So I think small businesses, focus maybe on the people and their customer service as well. Okay.
mhm.
To Good. All right. Thanks, Ken. Do you have anything else to say, Ken?
No, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, you're very welcome. Lucia, would you like to comment about what you're typing to us?
I mean that in the niche small business, you have to find amateur about, for example, in music, you can see a lot of small business about long plane or vinyl instead of CDs. And you can find that for example, in London, there are a lot of small business about this kind of music, and you can find music long time ago about groups in the past, but also nowadays there are groups who recorded their albums and instead in CDs, in vinyl or in long plane. I don't know what words you know. Uh, it's you have only to find the amateur, the people who likes this kind of music.
Okay, good. So you're, again, referring to music and things, and I think it does depend, and especially with music as the focus, of course, the customers are important, the people who are going to listen, and then buy the CDs or music. Um, so interesting, yeah. I was going to say something else and now I can't remember it, but it was something that Ken had said about, CDs will never be as popular as, MP3 or 4 players, and things like that. So I think you're right too, and that's where the technology kind of comes in, is that you have to move with the times, and you have to, the MP3 player, I don't even know what that is, honestly. And now they have an MP3 or MP4 player, and I think, well, okay, so it's a newer version, obviously. Um, or Ken, sorry, I just don't know. I know it's for music, but me as a person, I don't need to listen to music every day. I can have music in my head, and that's probably enough. But again, all of this works together, so very good. Any other final comments? Elle, any comments? I do have some other pictures, so.
Yes,
Mhm.
I from the pictures. For me, I see if I want to open my own business, if I start from the small one, and if I want to be a bigger one. These all kinds of these factors I have to follow. Like customer strategy, technology, marketing, and then one day you become a big company. That's my
Well, and
opinion.
yeah, no, you're right too. I think absolutely every big company that we know that's famous nowadays started from something small. Started from a local business and grew and grew and grew. And so, again, that's part of a small business is the growth as well. So interesting. All right, well, I'm going to move down here to the next page and the next slide. Obviously, this is representing, well, obviously, I say obviously, it's representing big businesses. And we see very tall buildings, probably expensive to make, lots of offices, lots of people working there. How does this make you feel? What do you feel when you see this? Is it comforting? Do you like it? Do you want to work there? Do you not? Okay. Any comments about this picture?
This
Nope.
picture reminds me Wall Street, in New York. So symbolize current capitalism. I mean, how can I say? Maybe in past several decades, capitalism shifted to more like financial-based capitalism. So they didn't produce the stuff, but like a money game, rich people can produce more money to invest the stock market or some other things. So I think this is a big problem all over the world actually. In past several decades, the gap between have and have not widened amazingly. Now, and then that such rich people can do the money game more and more. E- Even if they fail, maybe they can recover the failure. And I think not producing anything, just gain money, I think ultimately it will destroy our this capitalism kind of our industrial system itself, in my opinion.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I suppose I did in a kind of a different way. It's comparing like we call them mom and pop, businesses like family businesses, um, and big businesses like that, collapse the market. For example, in the United States, Walmart is huge. Um, there was a big controversy about how much they pay to the worker, how much they pay the workers, and benefits that they didn't have. So things like that changed only because there was this outcry of I don't want to say abuse, but they were abusing the situation of the employees. But it's a big business. It's huge, and so what's happened? Some of those mom and pop restaurants, um, places that had maybe food or clothing or any product that Walmart sells at a cheaper price. Okay, well, that's fine
Yeah,
because they buy in bulk. Bulk is when you buy many different products at the same time. Mom and pop places don't do that. They buy in
yeah,
smaller quantities, they have to pay more. They need to find a financial benefit from this because maybe they don't get a lot of customers per day. And so places like Walmart has, shut down small businesses. And you
yeah.
have to
Same
think,
same problem happening here too. So now I sometimes feel uh, whenever I go in Japan, the scenery of the town is almost same because a lot of same chain stores on the street in Japan. That means small shop closed because of that. Yeah,
okay, and you have to think, how does this affect people, would someone who closed down their business go
Mhm.
to Walmart and work? Would they want that?
Yeah, exactly. And
Um,
small shop after, small shop closed, it became a 7-Eleven stores or convenience stores. So the big corporation bought, and they worked for that big corporation after that.
hmm Well, and that doesn't always happen. Sometimes these businesses just shut down because Walmart offers so many different products. It's such a cheap price. That's a lot of companies that are going out of business. And then those families, what do? Maybe it was a family business from 20 years ago, 30, 50 years ago. And now they have to shut down because nowadays things are cheaper in, big big stores or shops, or even online. What is the online market doing to these businesses? I personally buy a lot of things online because it's cheaper and, well, it's just easier, to tell you the truth. Even if it's not that much cheaper for a product, it's so much easier. I can buy whatever I want at the hour that I want. On Sunday, for example, I bought some products, and Monday afternoon, they were here. That's that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
But I have an experience about buying online.
Mhm.
I think I guess one of the issue that some branch of Walmart shut down because of the people tend to buying online more uh, nowadays. And in my experience, I sometimes I buying something from Amazon, and and then one day I went to Walmart and I see something the same thing from that I bought from online, and Walmart is cheaper than Amazon. And nowadays I think, oh, if I want to buy something from Amazon, I'm gonna go check from Walmart first, because I think Walmart they have a reasonable price than other places that I have been shopping.
Okay. So you're saying that Walmart is competitive with online. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't have Walmart here in Spain, and I'm okay with
Okay.
that. And so I don't have that option. I only have the options of either chain stores or the mom and pop kind of places where, you know,
Yeah.
um, that. So,
But
Lucia, what happened? Sorry, go
but
ahead, Al.
even Walmart is cheapest, but people over here they just some people they're lazy to go out. They just stay home and order something online. Yeah, even Walmart is cheaper. That's why Walmart shut down some branches.
Mm-hmm. No, that's absolutely true. And honestly, okay, you agree with Al, that's good. One of the things I wanted to say too is that on Sundays, for example, at least where I live, there's basically nothing open except for restaurants, and so I can't go to the pharmacy. There's one open in the town. I can't go shopping. I can't go grocery shopping. I can't buy food at a store. And so that to me is like, Sundays when I have the most time off, and I can't do anything because everything's closed. And so to me, to be able to buy online or at least kind of look at things online is helpful. Um, so, again, it depends where you live. It depends, preferences. I like to look online. It's so much easier than going somewhere. Nowadays, it's very hot. So there's, a lot of factors when it comes down to choosing where you want to shop. So great. Any other opinions, Ken or Lucia, about this?
No, basically I agree with Al, and I can understand buying online is convenient, but it's the worst thing for shops everywhere, uh, because people are becoming too lazy to go out, but they miss the best feeling about buying, about shopping, try on a dress, change between red or blue dress. It's amazing, and they miss all of these things that are the I don't know. People nowadays are online all day long, and they are so alone.
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole different class. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
actually that's something I might do for a
yes,
class.
online
Yeah, that's
edition,
good
of
then.
course, yes. And yeah, but in this way, all shops all around the world have to shut down, close
Hmm.
down. So uh, it's
Good.
convenient, but I think it's not a good thing.
Okay, that's fair. Ken, would you like to say anything? Whoops. Anything before we finish up
Yeah,
here?
shopping online, sometimes convenient, but sometimes not convenient actually because like clothes, I need to try on the clothes and another point maybe it's difficult to how can I say return the item to the shop because negotiation kind of thing the face to face is the best. But according to the customer service it's not maybe it's very difficult and complicated so and tiresome. But I think I buy book online more than bookstores nowadays because it's quick and it has a lot of catalog. Amazon has a huge catalog of books. Yeah, maybe I use it's up to the item. When I buy something online.
Hmm. And that also depends. For example, my aunt has a bookstore in the United States, and her business has decreased. Also from it's okay, Elle, don't worry. It's decreased because of the online purchases, ebooks, the Kindles, everything like that. And she's been struggling for many years because of this. And so I'm
Mhm.
gonna stop screen sharing. You'll see me in a second here. So there are ups and downs to this, and I've seen things that affect her with the books, but it's easier for you. But then maybe purchasing things in person, there's no kind of middleman who delivers the item to your house from the wherever it's coming from to your house. So you're taking away that oops factor of, oh, it got, broken on the way. And so there are some different issues with online shopping as well. So, but again, that is more towards a different topic. Sorry, it was definitely my fault that we got onto online businesses and things, but it also does affect, everybody. So there are small businesses online as well. So fantastic. Any final comments about anything that we've talked about today? I think it was a really good class. Good opinions and things like that. So, no, nothing. Okay.
Talking about shop weekend, all shops opened because weekend is most selling day here. So I don't, but I don't go there actually on weekend because it's too crowded. But some people like such kind of vital atmosphere for shopping center.
Oh, I don't. I don't like big groups of people.
Yeah.
Yep. I go in and get out. That would be me. So that's why I also like online shopping is, um, I can avoid
And
crowds
some shops are open 24 hours, supermarket, convenience stores. So yeah, maybe
depending where you live.
they are competing harshly, with online kind of thing. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And some
Okay.
bookstore offer the sofa to
Yeah,
read a book.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Here, there's nothing that's open 24 hours in my town. So, for me, it's kind of like the only outlet I have is online. So I appreciate online shopping and, being able to go online for things, but that's only because of the situation where I am now, and it's not the same as if I were in a really big city. So, again, it all depends on where you live as well. So,
Can I ask you something?
sure.
Because I heard my nephew or my nephews in Thailand, they love to shopping online, but there is the problem. They cannot exchange, like if they don't like it, they're not allowed to change. How about where you live now? If you're buying online, you can change. If you don't like it, you can
Yeah,
return something.
yeah. And I have an account with Amazon, and I have the Prime, I think it's called in English. And so, yeah, if I don't want something, I can just put it back in the box and say, no, I don't want this, send it back. So, yeah, I do have that option as well.
Yeah,
Again, it depends on the company that you work
yeah.
with.
I am talking about the company in the city, not Amazon is just a worldwide company. That's that is they allowed to do that, but I'm talking about the companies in the city.
Yeah, I mean the businesses that are open here, yeah, absolutely. There's places
Oh,
that you can do that as well.
oh, cool. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks.
great. Well, we have come to our time today. Next to what's today? I think it's on Sunday. I have another class, and it's the differences, some common differences between American and British English, so something a little bit different. And then the class from last Saturday that I was not able to do, I will do probably next Tuesday then, okay? It was about gestures and positions and things like that. So we'll talk about all of that in the next couple of classes, okay?
Good.
So I'm going to
Thank you
stop.
very much.
You're